Did you know that high kicks aren't always the best technique for self-defense? Let me show you how kicks below the waist are more effective. Let's get started. Okay guys, one of my all-time favorite kicks for self-defense is the Thai Gurk. Now some people call this one the oblique kick. Now why do I like it? Because when I execute this kick, I'm not exposing myself. See, many times martial artists think that the roundhouse kick to the head is a really good and effective move, but in my experience, you don't want to do that because you expose yourself too much if the guy has a high guard. Same if the person continues to keep that high guard and they close the gap and you're trying to do kind of like a back spinning kick, it's not a very effective move because then you're always exposing yourself and you're standing on one leg, right? So when doing the Thai Gurk, here, why do I like it is because I don't expose myself too much when executing the kick itself, right? And it's quick and easy because the moment I do that kick, I still keep my distance. I don't need to get in that close. So if David extends his arm right here, I can still kick and he's not reaching my face. Now, that means I can use the Thai Gurk offensively. So when I'm making my move, I can go, right? I can kind of distract my opponent up high and then kick down low. Now, when I'm kicking right now, of course, I'm just tapping my son's thigh to keep things safe. But when you do it for real, you go to the knee, okay? And you really just stomp and put a lot of body weight into that kick. So let's say I get David to execute a punch. So when he's punching, I am redirecting the punch and then I'm executing the kick. Let's say he's charging in, so I need to keep my distance. So when he's coming at me and I'm keeping my distance, it's really easy for me to execute the same kick. Now, it doesn't matter if the person's coming with a leading hand, a rear hand, both hands trying to grab you something. Let's say he's trying to grab me, I can do the same thing. I can just redirect and kick using the Thai Gurk. Don't forget, you can also use the lead leg to do this kick. Okay, right now I'm just showing you the rear leg because that's my preferred method, but again, you can always use the lead leg. Okay, second kick for self-defense. This one is the Til Gurk. So the Til Gurk goes towards the groin, and you can see how effective a kick to the groin can be for self-defense. Now, when executing the Til Gurk, this time I will mainly use my lead leg when doing the move. Now, why? Because it's one of those kicks that even a trained martial artist will find it very hard to see it coming if you execute it properly. So saying that, it's very hard for someone to block it, to stop it. Now, when doing the kick itself, you want to be able to just be able to execute the kick forward, right, here, without telegraphing the move. You don't want to walk up and then kind of like really exaggerate your movement when kicking, because then the person will be able to read your body language, move away, attack, do something. So when you're kicking, you just want to be able to just go. Right? Now, when practicing, right now I'm just kicking the inner thigh, right? Just to keep things simple. But why is it important to still make contact? Because then you can find your rhythm, you can find your balance, and then you can follow up if you need to. Okay? Now, once again, if David is right here on me, he's got his hands on me, I can still make my move. I can redirect, just move his arms out of the way and do the kick. If he's punching, I can cover and still do that Til Gurk. Doesn't matter which hand goes where, how far, how close the opponent is, I can still execute the kick the same way as I train it. Perfect. Final kick for this video. This one is the Sol Gurk, the sweep kick, or also known as the low kick. Now, I'm executing this kick on the inside. I can do it on the outside, but for self-defense, I find it very effective to do it on the inside. Now, what's good about this kick is that, once again, like the previous two kicks, it's very hard for the other person to see it coming. And in my opinion, any technique you choose to do that makes it very hard for the other person to see it coming, they won't be able to stop it. And that's the best self-defense technique. doing something, executing something, you know the other person can't stop. So then that gives you the confidence to drive through and just go all out. Now with this one, I like to kick moving out of the line of attack, right? Because if he's punching, I'm moving away from that center and then I'm executing the kick. Now, by doing that, not only am I moving out of the line of attack, but I'm also carrying more weight into my kick. So when I do that, the other person will lose balance. Because as I'm moving out and I'm doing the kick, I can bring more weight into my leg and make the person lose balance, making it easier for me to follow up. So every kick that I'm demonstrating in this video is just the kick. Don't forget, you can always follow up. There are many different techniques that you can find on my playlist from my channel that you can use to follow up from these self-defense kicks. So David is punching, I'm moving away and then I kick. I'm moving away, then I kick. If he comes at me with the left hand, I move away, then I kick. Can I use the rear leg go on the outside? Of course. But if the person you're dealing with is a strong guy and they've got a low base and they've got massive quads, you're not going to be able to cause much damage on the outside than compared to the inside, especially if you're kicking closer to the knee, right? So slowly from here, side step and then go. Side step and then go. And when doing this one, you always still want to make sure you got your guarding hand close to your face, right? Because if the person is faster than you, he punches, at least you can redirect and then kick. Okay, so guys, let's recap. On the first one, we got the chaiguk from the rear, boom. The second one, we got the tilguk, boom. And the third one, side step, boom. And we do that sweep kick. So most definitely work on all of these kicks because you want to be able to feel confident that you can execute them from any given stance, any given position. Don't forget, what we do is for self-defense. It's not for ring fighting. So should you do it with your right lead? 100%. Should you do it from your left lead? Absolutely. Should you get your training partner to stand on a neutral stance? Right lead. Left lead, you have to practice them all. Now, why is it important for us to do it from the right lead, from the left lead? Simple. Because what we do is for self-defense and not for ring fighting, you want to always train with the mindset that you're dealing with more than one opponent. So if I'm dealing with David right now, he's closest to me on my right side. So then if I were to say do the tilguk, I would go with my right. But then what happens if I turn around and I have another guy towards my left? Am I going to say, hang on, 1 second, now I'm ready to go? Of course not. From here, I turn, I've got my left, then maybe I can do the solguk on this one. Or I'll do the chaiguk with my right leg. So it's really important. Anytime you practice, you need to feel confident doing it both sides. Okay, so guys, that's it for today's video. Don't forget, check my previous video from last week. I'll post the card up here. And go to my online university and grab my free Applied Wing Chun introductory course so you can take your techniques to the next level. Thanks so much, guys. See you on the next one.